Hello, what's up, guy? And nice to see you. And good afternoon. And welcome to our Regional Polytechnic Institute Joseph Report. And indeed, today video lesson, I'm going to share with you all about the global governance. So before I let you know and move on to the new part, I also have some question to ask you in the old point that I studied last week. If someone knows about the answers, you can pause my video and answer. So my question is what is politics? What is politics? If you know the answer, please pause and answer. And one more, don't forget to take out your notebook, pens, the same as we study in the real class for two phrase, to write them down. Okay, politics means the activities of government, members of law. Yeah, actually, it is the politics. It is commonly used or it is commonly connected with what is it? Government, right? Okay, that's why we say that the activity of the government, numbers of lawmaking organizations or people who try to influence the way a country is governed. That is called politics. Okay, uh, and the next question in this new point, sorry, in the old point, what is multiculturalism? What is multiculturalism? Okay, so multiculturalism refers to the beliefs that different cultures can coexist. Yeah, coexist peacefully within a given territory. That's called multiculturalism. And the last question: what? Yeah, what is sovereign or what is sovereignty? Sovereignty. What is sovereignty? It means the principle that emerged from the Peace of Westphalia in the years of 1648, which suggests that a political entity has the sole authority to make decisions about policies and procedure and institution within a given geographic territory. That is called sovereignty or is sovereign. Yes, that's all for use in this old point. So now move on to this new part. Okay, about the yeah global governance. Yeah, global governance. What is global governance? Who can answer? What is global governance? Global governance is according to what is it? Who know? Please answer. It focuses on yes, like activity that transcend national boundaries. Yeah, transcend national boundaries at the international, transnation, yeah, transnationals and original level, and is based on rights and rules that are enforced through a combination of economic and moral incentives. That is called global governance. Okay, the same as the issue that you all should study the vocabulary first. Uh, yeah, let's get started now. In common with something. Yeah, in common with. In common with means of in the same way as in the same way sorry in the same way as someone or something មានលក្ខណៈដូចគ្នា the same way as someone or something មានលក្ខណៈដូចគ្នា and grouping, yeah, grouping means several people or things when they have been arranged into a groups or are being considered as a groups that ការដាក់ជាក្រុម yeah, grouping. And Greenpeace is the name of an international organization, yeah, that is called an international non-governmental environmental organization. Its mission, like and goals, is to ensure the safety of Earth, fighting issues such as global warming, yeah, deforestation, overfishing, and anti-nuclear issues. That is the name of this international organization is called Greenpeace. And you know evolve, 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 evolve to develop gradually or to cause something or someone to develop gradually. That's called evolve. Means with what? Okay. Inclusive. Groups or organizations that try to include many different types of people and treat them all fairly and equally. That major, no major. Inclusive. And self-government means the controls of the country or an area where area by the people living there, or the control of an organization by groups of people independent or central or local government, self-government. And transparent means open and honest without secret, តម្លាភាព transparent. And about these cultures, Chilean mean relating to Chile or its people,ជនជាតិឬក៏ភាសា Chile. And consumer a person who buys goods or services for their own use. For example of consumer culture, like here's like smartphones are most popular for every people in the world today. Consumer culture. And culture shocks, feelings of uncertainty, confusion, or anxiety that people experience when they are transplanted into a society that's different from their own. Culture shock set in when people vacation, do business, or go to school, or move to another city or country. That's set in the times. Culture shocks refer to your feeling. And about subculture, the ways of life, customs, and ideas of the particular groups of people within a society that are different from the rest of that society. For example, youth culture, the gay culture, Indian culture, yes, or no, sorry, the like gangster culture, yes. That is called subcultures. Mean the ways of life, custom, and ideas or particular groups of people within a society that are different from the rest of that society. And also it has the meaning and the definition of this culture already in this new point. And numbers mean refer to uh, many, yes, many. I think that you know this many. And broad, very wide, very wide. Influential, having a lot of influence on someone or something. Made a people influential. And about okay, uh, capability, capabilities, the ability to do something, some other people, and acquire to get something, ទទួលបាន acquire. And okay, experimental means relating to test, especially scientific ones, ការពិសោធន៍ and suspend to hang, pure in search of something, in search of means in our language ការស្វែងរក ស្ថិតនៅក្នុងការស្វែងរក interpretive related to or explaining or understand the meaning of something ដែលធ្វើការបកស្រាយ okay. And frame it also has different meaning, but in this point its meaning means to express something, choosing your words carefully, បញ្ជាក់កំណត់ frame. Intelligible means of speech or writing clearly enough to be understood. ភាពវៃឆ្លាត intelligible. And distinctive Something that is distinctive is easy to recognize because it is different from another thing. Pip copy gay, copy pip say gay. Yes, intellectual relating to your ability to think and understand things, especially complicated ideas. Panya. Yeah, and aforementioned. Aforementioned means mentioned earlier. It means in our language that that body and articulation means in something that consists of two or more parts, the ways in which the parts are joined and able to move in relation to each other. ការបញ្ចូលគ្នាការបញ្ចូលគ្នា Articulation of one more refer to the sound that we pronounce the words that focus on this. But depending in this lines not mean that it doesn't mean that it means like this ការបញ្ចូលគ្នា and dissemination means the action of fact or spreading something especially information widely ការផ្សព្វផ្សាយ dissemination and constitute to form or make something កើត constitute assume yes assume uh, to accept something to be true without question or proof សន្មត់ sphere is object or areas of knowledge or work etc means វិស័យ the spheres in yes in many different types of subject at university that students need to choose to study just sphere of culture and a constraint something that control what you do keeping you within particular limits but yeah constraint this word we pronounce let's learn to pronounce together uh, repertoire yeah repertoire means all music or plays etc that you can do or perform or that you know ការសម្ដែង and conform to behave according to the usual standards of behaviors that are expected by groups or authority អនុលោមប្រតិបត្តិតាម for example if yeah you should conform what I speak you should conform what I need you to do yeah conform and transgress mean to break a law or moral rules បំពានផ្កើន yes evoke to make someone remember something or feel an emotion រំលឹក okay and imprisonment to state as being imprisoned captivity ការដាក់ពន្ធនាគារ imprisonment imprison in verb ដាក់ពន្ធនាគារ but this word is in nouns imprisonment execution yeah execution the legal punishment of killing someone ប្រហារជីវិត cue a signal for someone to do something សញ្ញា yeah សញ្ញា glare a long angry look yeah a long angry look សម្លឹងសម្លក់ yeah glare ridicule unkind words or action that make someone or something look stupid សើចចំអក ridicule adherence affects someone behaving exactly according to rules belief etc ការប្រកាន់ខ្ជាប់ adherence and the next one it all already has the definition and the explanation of this word enculturation means the gradual acquisition of the characteristics and norms of a culture or groups by a person another, etc. But here it has its definition of the in culturation, and also it has its definition as well, like socialization. Here it also has it. Socialization means the activities of mixing socially with others, សង្គមភាវូបនីកម្ម or one more it focuses on the process through which one learns the accepted rules of behavior for a culture or a society. Okay, and variation, yeah, variation, a change in amount or level ការប្រែប្រួល of one more meaning that something that is slightly different from the usual form or arrangement. Same thing here, yeah. Variation. And the next one, biological means connected with the natural processes of living things. Means ជីវសាស្ត្រ and subfield, an area of research and study within an academic discipline. Yeah, and archaeology, the study of the buildings, graves, tools, and other objects that belong to people who live in the past, in order to learn about their culture and study បុរាណវិទ្យា yeah, archaeology. Distinct and clearly noticeable, that certainly exist, saying clear, yeah, saying clear. ងាយស្រួលសម្គាល់ yeah. And local means an area or place, especially one where something special happens, such as the action in a book or a film. តំបន់ yeah, តំបន់ local. And different or differentiate mean to make someone or something different by saying clear, yeah, differentiate. Otherness of its nouns mean being or feeling different in appearance or character from what is familiar, expected, or generally accepted. Keep saying, yes. Political force mean កម្លាំងនយោបាយ yes, កម្លាំងនយោបាយ and affect, okay, affect to have influence on someone or something, or to cause a change in someone or something. ប៉ះពាល់ solely means only and not involving yeah, anyone or anything else តែមួយ adequate, yes, you see this adequate, one more is similar to enough, yeah, but this word is in or sufficient, yeah, sufficient, but this word in adverb, it means to satisfactory or acceptable extent, គ្រប់គ្រាន់, yes, you know that. And that's all for the vocabularies, difficult words for everybody, and I hope you take out your notebook to write them all into your notebook, and to write the difficult phrases. Okay, now let's learn and read together about the meaning and yes, what they want us to know about global governance. Yeah, global governance. Discussion of political globalization also often focus on supranational organization. So, what is the supranational organization? As here, it's the definition of it. Supranational means it's an organization is one that has been given the authority by its member nation to make, yeah, to make decisions that take precedence. Yeah, precedence. President means the condition of being deals with there with before other things, or yeah, or of being considered more important than other things at the peep. Yeah, take precedence over individual member nation policies. The supranational organization relies on, yeah, it it relies on, what is it, nation to carry out its decision, because it surely lack any enforcement powers of its own. Just supranational. Mm, One more we can say that Orcas yeah, supranational organization. Uh, okay, let's continue. Supranational organization and forms of regulation. And this structure include local government within nation, regional groups of nation state, international organization, for short IOs, and non-governmental organization NGOs. For example, global cities like Tokyo, New York, London, and Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, sometimes have political interests that are more in common with other global city than with cities within their nation states. Ad- Additionally, regional groupings of nations, such as the European Union, have taken over some of the nation states' traditional function. International organizations like the UN, United Nations, and you know the WTO spread, just spread decision making among member nation states, and NGOs such as Greenpeace bring together millions of citizens from around the world to challenge, decision made by nation states and IOs. Political scientists are not in agreement about whether expansion of supranational organization is a positive development. Some believe that a supranational organization will evolve into more inclusive and advanced form of self-government. Well, critic claims that local and national government are being replaced by remote forms of government that are neither democratic nor responsive to people's needs. Many other zero protesters were also concerned about this issue. Yeah, the people in the zero, yeah, they attempted to make people aware uh, that many economic policies that have global impact are made by IOs, mm, that are neither democratic nor transparent in their decision making. Okay, and about culture. What is culture, everybody? What is culture? Culture is a ways of life. The general meaning is a way of life, but it also has here the term of the culture definition. So about my definition of this word culture. Okay, what is it? The ways of life, especially the general customs and beliefs of particular groups or people at a particular time. It encompasses music, art, theater, literature, etc. That is called culture. Okay, and popular culture, Jewish culture, Chilean culture, academic culture, European culture, consumer culture, culture shock, culture revolution, subculture. Culture is a term that is used so often. Yeah, it is used so often, and in so many contexts that it sometimes seems to mean everything and nothing. Academic definition of term that also numbers and often quite broad as well. Okay, here this word culture definition refer to beliefs, values, norms, ideals, symbols, and lifestyles of a specified entity. That's called cultures. Which one that do you think that it is easy for you to remember and to understand of the food culture? It's really broad definition of the food cultures. Yeah, you can select one is cultures. It's my definition of the culture, and about here, uh, also the standard of this definition refer to beliefs, value, norm, ideal, symbol, and lifestyle of a specified entity. As you know, culture term is used very often, and in so a context that is sometimes seem to mean everything and nothing. Academic definition of term are also numerous and often quite broad as well. Influential, yeah, in influential anthropologist, yeah, anthropologist at word B, at first B, he is an anthropologist, yeah, anthropologist. Taylor, for example, wrote in 1871 that culture is the complete, yeah, the complete whole, yeah, the complete whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, moral, law, custom, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society. That is the definition of the word culture from an anthropologist. His name is Edward B. Taylor. And okay, Clifford Greets, yeah, another important anthropologist take a symbolic views of culture. Greet state that, yeah, he stated that what? Okay, he stated like this: a man is an animal suspended in webs of significance he himself has spun. Okay, he take culture to be those webs and analysis of it to be therefore not an experimental science in search of a law, but an interpretive one in search of meaning. In grids, yeah, in sorry, no, in grid, in good framework culture provide what? Okay, here, duty and regularity, yeah, regularity to society, allowing people to frame their thoughts and experiences in intelligible ways and to communicate with one another. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, for short, means UNESCO or UNESCO, describes cultures as the set of distinctive spiritual, material, yeah, intellectual, and emotional features of society or a group or a social group, etc. Yeah, it encompasses in addition to art and literature, lifestyle, ways of living together, value systems, tradition, and beliefs. Yeah, and Manfred Tractor's definition. What about Mr. Manfred definition of culture? Of culture bring some of just the aforementioned definition together. He claims that cultural refer to the symbolic contraction, articulation, and dissemination of meaning. He goes on to explain that language, yeah, language, music, and images constitute the major forms, yeah, forms of symbolic expression. They assume they assume special significance in the spheres of culture. Although culture involves production, yeah, although culture involves production, including the creation of things like music and art. Okay, it also involves constraint, in that it establishes a set of limits within which social behavior must be must be contained. Sorry, must be contained. Repertoire, repertoire of models to which individuals must conform. Transgressing cultural norms uh, may evoke disciplinary responses from a society, the most extreme of which includes imprisonment and execution. However, social cues such as glare, ridicule, or looks of pity are far more common ways of encouraging adherence to cultural norms. Culture then is a set of beliefs, values, and practices that are learned through processes of acculturation and socialization. Here, as the two words, it also has its standard of in definition like in inculturation means process through which one becomes a member of culture or the culture demonstrating an understanding of its role norms and expectation and socialization, the process through which one learns the accepted rules of behavior for a culture or society. Yeah, this is socialization and uh, enculturation. Uh, Move on to the next. Many scholars, though certainly not all, not all, but many scholars who study culture are professors of anthropology. Broadly speaking, anthropology is the study of humanity. It takes as its objects and analyzes both, both present and past human biological, linguistic, linguistic, and social and cultural variations. Anthropology has four major subfields. Have four major subfields: archaeology, physical anthropology, cultural anthropology, and anthropological linguistic. Cultural anthropologists study cultural uh, variations among humans, paying careful attention to the ways in which distinct peoples in different locales understand their own lives. Traditionally, they view cultures as something that differentiates one group from another, an identification of otherness. Today, however, cultural anthropologists also study the ways that global economic and political forces affect local cultures, arguing that one cannot adequately understand a specific culture by looking at it solely through a locale perspective. Rather, the locale must be understood within a larger political, economic, and cultural framework. Thin the larger forces impact local realities. Yeah, thank you everybody for listening to my video lesson and watch it. And don't forget to write down about the word culture, its definition, like it is stated or its informal definition. To translate one is easy for you to understand and remember it. And also the culture shock. But I think that actually everyone has studied already about this. Special word. And yeah, and one more about the global governance. Okay, thank you guys. If you have any questions, you can drop your question in our Telegram groups, or you send your question into my private account. Okay, goodbye. See you. Good luck.